Welcome back. This brings us to the end, not the end, but final presentations before we move to the award ceremony. For the fan presentation, we have Mr. Gopesh Vijay representing JSW Energy Barmer and Mr. Jaiprakash Verma representing NTPC Sipat. So I would request Mr. Vijay to start the session and then we will have the final presentation from Mr. Verma. Vijayji, please turn on your video and share the screen so that we can start with the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We cannot see you though. Yes, we can see you. Please share your screen, and if there's an issue with internet connectivity, please put it on low definition mode.
Okay, wait, sir.
Yeah, you can minimize this and select your presentation.
Okay, so
Mr. Rao, you asked a question to Mr. Ansari, but just to inform you that Ansari ji is not in the platform right now. He must be out for some work or something, but we will notify him about your question that you asked. Vijay ji, please start your presentation.
Presentation is visible, sir?
No, you have to share your screen again and then select the presentation. Is the presentation open?
Open, sir? Is it visible?
No, I cannot see. You have to share the screen.
Okay, wait, sir.
You have to click on share screen and then you have to select the presentation. That's it. Verma ji, are you there? Jaiprakash Verma ji from NTPC Sipat, are you there? I can see your presentation, Rupesh. You have to select the slideshow. That's it. And you have to unmute. We cannot hear you. Gopesh, can you unmute yourself, please?
Sir, presentation is visible?
It was visible, but then you shut it off again. You have to click on share screen button and then you have to select your presentation and you have to click on share. Click on entire screen, select that screen and click on share button. Yeah, now minimize this and click on your presentation and put it on slideshow. Click on that. Yeah, and put it on.
Sir, presentation is visible too?
Go to slideshow. I can see your presentation. You click on presentation and click on slideshow inside the presentation. Gopesh ji, click on presentation that you can see. You have opened the presentation, right? आपने जो PPT open किया है ना, आप उसको click करिए. इसको close करिए. PPT open करिए. जो PPT नीचे खुला है. नहीं. PPT open करिए नीचे जो खुला है. Your internet is working fine. We can see that. Gopesh ji, I can see it's working fine.
Visible है presentation? Presentation? नहीं सर, ये देखिए ना, मैंने इसको अनम्यूट कर रखा है, वीडियो ऑन कर रखा है। अब इतना टाइम नहीं है ना, टाइम दे रहे तब
Are you
तो
there till the time Gopesh ji fixes his technical issues? Jai Prakash Sharma ji, are you there? Mr. Jai Prakash Verma from NTPC Sipat, are you there? Looks like few attendees have joined, but they are not available on the platform, which is absolutely fine. But Jai Prakash Verma ji from NTPC Sipat, speaker for the day, are you there? You have to unmute. You are on mute. Okay, what we will do now is to all the attendees, because it doesn't look good that you will wait for a presentation to come. Let's take a very quick break of 2 minutes till the time you can grab a glass of water, and then we will start with the next session. We will be back in 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Welcome back, everyone. Technical difficulty and technology error is a part of virtual world right now, virtual conferences right now that we have been witnessing. It's mainly because of the internet connectivity and other technical challenges and the bandwidth issues. And this was the result that there is a slight delay in the next session. And now we have Mr. Gopesh Vijay, who will be delivering a session. And right after that will be Jai Prakash Sharma ji delivering the session as well. So now I would request Mr. Vijay to please start with his presentation. And in the meanwhile, do we have Mr. Verma back on the platform? Jai Prakash Sharma ji, are you there?
मैं मेरे से बोलूं? हाँ, ओके। बट आपकी आवाज मेरे को आ नहीं रही है सर, आप एक बार। Good afternoon, sir. So just I am presenting the best O&M practice of the JSW Energy Limited. So first of all, just I'm going the brief introduction. JSW Energy Barmer Limited is located at the third desert. Here we have the capacity of the 8 unit, which all are identical, 135 megawatt. It's a CFBC based technology. So all 8 units were commissioned up to the 2013, and this is the lignite based thermal power plant, and we are getting the lignite from the nearby coal mines, and water resource we are getting from the IGNP canal Mongat, which is far from 184 kilometer. And key
Bhupesh,
challenges
can
for
you
the
please put it
plant
on low
is as
definition?
the
Your voice is
SLDC
breaking.
breakdown,
Can you hear me?
because the day by day installed capacity of the RE is
Bhupesh ji.
increasing. Yes. Mhm. सर ऑलरेडी लो डेफिनेशन पे हो सर, अभी आ रहा है वॉइस?
Hanji, much better. Please continue.
Okay.
And please
Okay.
turn on your video. We cannot see you. Even on low definition, that will work.
Right now,
Yes, wonderful. Please continue.
Okay, sir. So, just I'm briefing about the JSW Energy Barmer Limited. It's a lignite-based thermal power plant. Here we have the 8 unit capacity. Total capacity of the plant is 1,080 megawatt. So it's CFBC-based technology, and we are using the lignite as the power fuel. Here we are getting the water source from the IGNP canal from the Mongat, and the key challenges of the plant is the SLDC breakdown, because the day by day renewable installed capacity is increasing, so intermittent breakdowns are getting, because we are getting the schedules are being changing from the SLDC, and the DSM charges is also one key challenges. CERC and the RERC introduced the DSM in the 2018-19. So due to this, to maintain the grid frequency according to load, and cost optimization is the challenge, because the tariff rate of the electricity is reducing and the fuel cost is increasing. So cost optimization is challenge. Another challenge is the environment norms. Day by day, the environment norms are getting the stringent, due to which we have to follow the limitation of SOx, NOx, SPM. The journey of Barmer to create its India's with the best CFBC power plant. So the all unit commissioned up to 2013, and after the 2013, we work on the reliability improvement, process improvement, and system improvement. So from the 2017 to 21, we adopted the best practices of the TQM, Total Quality Management. So we operate our plant in a best operational efficiency, adopting the Kaizen, small improvement, Pokayo, error proofing, OPL, 1 point lesson, and the 4I improvement technology. 4I means where we generate the idea, ideate, implement, institutionalize.
Please put it on slideshow.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir?
Yes, I guess there's little time lag. You can start, and if this will not turn into slideshow, we'll inform you again. Please continue.
Okay.
But we can see the first slide. Are you on the first slide? Because we can see the first slide. Kindly change.
Yes. Now I change.
There's a little lag from your side due to internet connectivity. Yeah, now we can see. Please go ahead.
To improve
Okay.
the lag, I will request that the camera can be off.
Yeah, now since you are sharing the presentation, please turn off your camera. That'll help.
Okay, sir. Now the slide is visible, sir. Brief introduction, JSW Energy.
Yes, absolutely. I would request you to please turn off your video so that you'll be able to better deliver it.
Okay, sir.
No worries. Please continue. We have muted the video.
Okay. So the brief introduction of plant, as I have told you, so at the 4 locations, we have the plant. One is the Barmer, Ratnagiri, Vijayanagar, and one is the hydro power plant, and 2 CPP at the JSW Energy Nandyal and JSW Energy Salboni. So total capacity of the JSW is the 4,541 megawatt, in which 1,080 megawatt comes from the JSW Energy Limited. As I have told you earlier, it's a lignite-based thermal power plant. Total capacity is 1,080 megawatt. It's a CFBC technology. Here we are using the lignite as a fuel source. Lignite source from Jalipa and Kapodi mines. Key challenge is the SLDC breakdown, DSM charges, and the cost optimization and environment norms. Journey of Badmer start from the 2011 to 17, where we focus on our reliability improvement, process improvement, and the system improvement. Because at the as a CFBC technology, it's a more maintenance boiler. After the 2017, we adopted the best practice of the TQM, like the Kaizen, Pokayo, 4I methodology, OPL 1-point lesson. So by adopting these best practices, we did the brainstorming and find out the solution where we were lagging. So in the framework of digitalization, we implement the energy management system. So through the energy management system, we hook up all the energy meter with this energy management system, because you cannot manage what you cannot measure. The benefit of energy management system is it provides the real-time comparison of auxiliary power consumption as well as load monitoring of the transmission line, identify the higher consumption area, and the report generation day-wise, monthly-wise. So by this management system, where we can identify where are we losing our significant energy. Performance monitoring. So performance monitoring, again done through the digitalization. It's a OSI Pi server system where we are getting the different servers.
Bhupeshji, we cannot see your slides changing. Please change your slides. Yeah, thank you. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So in the performance monitoring, we are doing it with the OSI Pi system. OSI Pi is the system where we are getting the data from the different server, like the ABB server, energy management system, SCADA system. So from the different system, we are getting the signal and collecting at the single platform. And from the single platform, all the data are fetched. And with this help of this data, we are generating the different reports, like the heat rate deviation. So all unit parameters, MS temperature, MS pressure, reheater temperature, vacuum, all the parameters are collected at single platform, and you can compare unit to unit, phase to phase. So anytime comparison can be done with this Pi system. Auxiliary power consumption, again we can compare MIS report generation, turbine health monitoring system also implemented in here. It's a conceptual mode to standardize the communication function, ease of data access, and analyze monitoring of the plant performance, interconnect the different sources. Now I come on the next slide, reduction of the LDO consumption during cold startup. LDO is the secondary fuel for the our boiler. So LDO consumption was the higher in the financial year 17-18. It was the 13.51 KL, and it was the directly impacting on the plant fuel cost. So we did some brainstorming. How can we reduce our LDO consumption? So action is taken like that. First, we review our time schedule activity. In that, we optimize our furnace bed pressure. Coal inching is done at the lesser temperature than the previous. And the LDO burner oil pressure regulation, total combustion airflow optimization. So the average LDO consumption reduced from 13.5 KL to 6.2 KL. So impact of the LDO consumption reduced for light up 7.31 KL. So it also benefit to reduce our heat rate as well as the monetary benefit. Charging of the HPT to extraction. So we have the total 7 number of extractions. So in which the extraction 2 is taken from the CRH outlet. So initially we were charging at the HPT2 after the 30 megawatt. But due to this, we are facing the problem at the cold rate corrosion at the APH and economizer. So the action is taken, we charge the HPter while we charge my HPLP bypass system. And when the HP bypass system is greater than 2 kg, I just take the HPter 2 in service. Impact of this is the increased economizer temperature from 70 to 130 degree and increased boiler efficiency, reduction in lignite consumption, as well as the reduction of the cold end corrosion at APH and economizer. One most important
Gupeshi, your slides are not changing again. Kindly keep a track on the slides.
So right now I am at the slide number 5. Is it visible?
No, it still shows performance monitoring.
Okay, sir. Actually, there is a problem of network.
I can see fifth. Please continue, but please keep a track so that everyone is on the same page. Thank you.
Yes, I am doing best from my side, but it's a network problem. So, sir, use of precast refractory blocks. So, as we know that the CFBC boiler is the erosion is higher rather than the other boiler. So we have the high erosion rate. So to protect the water wall tubes or the plate, we provide the refractory. And this refractory is in large quantity in the furnace, cyclone, U-seal, and return leg area. But average 1,000 metric ton of refractory is being replaced every year in different locations. And refractory maintenance work is a big challenge since it's a labor-oriented as well as the time-consuming works. So to come out from this problem, we decided that we will do the precast refractory blocking at our workshop. So we design one workshop where we have the laboratory vibrating table and metallic mold. So first we will fabricate the precast refractory at our workshop. Then it will be shifted to the site. So the time will be reduced. Refractory installation time will be reduced. Quality of precast refractory is higher than the previous because the quality is very good and the greater refractory life. So for this, what we done, flow chart is the precast refractory is first we do the mixing, then mold filling, then the vibrating table and strain development and curing. So this all the work are done at the workshop. So when the block is ready, it is shifted at the site and the anchor is provided in this block and the one anchor is fitted at the metal plates. So both the anchor are welded and the insulate material are directly filled here and the time is hugely reduced and the refractory life is very good. Turbine front pedestal correction. So in the turbine front pedestal, over a period of time, there we were facing the restriction of HIP turbine heat expansion at the front pedestal. So it was resulting the higher LP turbine relative expansion, which is limiting to the reheat temperature. Because whatever the restriction we are getting here, it was shifted to the LP turbine side. So we have to reduce the LP temperature. So due to this problem, we were not getting our efficiency or the heat rate was increasing. So the action was taken. So where are the HIP pedestal is sliding, we provided the graphite boil because the graphite boil provide the good axial sliding motion. So by doing this modification, our axial moment again achieved and the relative expansion reduced and we are able to maintain again reheater temperature and the turbine heat rate improved by doing this is 16 kcal per kWh. So methodology for APC reduction is that throttling process elimination, design capacity optimization, and use system redundancy modification. So for the throttling process elimination, as it's a practice, stage reduction, VFD installation, and impeller trimming. So for the stage removal in CEP, our CEP has the 8th stage and the pressure was the 22 kg. It was the higher, which is not required. We have to throttle the deaerator control valve. That's why what we did, remove the one stage. After the removal of one stage, we are getting the pressure of the 18 kg, which is required, and we no need to throttle any valve. By doing this, we are getting the impact of the stage annual power saving 2074 megawatt hour. Impeller trimming in the service water pump. So initially, the service water pump pressure was higher than the required. So we trimmed the impeller 490 mm, say 430 mm. So then the discharge pressure met the requirement, and the annual saving is the 138 megawatt hour. Installation of VFD at the CCW pump. So same like the earlier slides, we have to do some throttling at the cooling water. We provide the VFD, so the throttling removed, and we are getting the advantage of this throttling losses. So the earlier the power consumption was 1124 kilowatt hour. After VFD 620 kilowatt, annual power saving is the 138 megawatt hour. Installation of VFD in LP drip pump. So in the LP drip pump was running with the throttling valve. That's why the power consumption was higher. Provided the VFD, and the impact of annual energy saving is 932 megawatt hour. And installation of VFD at CT makeup pump. Same, we are getting the throttling at CT makeup pump, provided the VFD, and the impact is getting from 3484 kilowatt hour to 1645 kilowatt hour per day. Installation of VFD in ATP RO feed pump. In the RO feed pump was running with the throttling valve. So again, VFD provided in the VFD at ETP RO feed pump, and again same ETP degasified transfer pump. Design capacity utilization. So earlier we have to run the 8 CW pump as per OEM for the 8 unit, which consumes significant power. But after analysis, we found that the cooling water flow in condenser is high and the heat rejection in cooling tower is low. So we reduce the cooling water flow for the same heat rejection. So after the running the 6 CW pump in operation, condenser vacuum loss is less in compare of APC gain. So by doing this, we saving in auxiliary power consumption of 2 CW pump, each have the capacity of 2350 kilowatt hour. Annual energy saving is 32 MU. Optimization of U-valve blower. So in CFBC boiler, U-valve blower is used to make a seal between the boiler and the cyclone. So U-valve blower is used or run. So earlier we run 2 U-valve blower for service of bed material recycling from cyclone to boiler. But due to this, we were getting the high bed material leakage from U-seal due to high U-seal pressure. So that we thought that what can we do? So the different trial has been done at the different pressure. So after we found that if we reduce the pressure, so recycling is not getting the impact, and my bed material leakage is getting reduced. So we stopped one U-valve blower, and all the manual aeration valve regulated to the design airflow, and closing the additional dump valve which connect to the U-valve blower header to PA header. So impact of this is to reduction in U-seal, bed material leakage, and as well as the APC reduction. Annual power saving is the 11.2 MU. Stopping of lignite spout blower. Lignite spout blower is provide the sealing air at coal feeder tube. It's a 630 kilowatt. So here we can see lignite spout blower receive the intake air from the primary air fan, which is pressurized and sent to the sealing air for the lignite feeder. So we reduce the throttling losses, these control valve, and kept them full open, and optimize the air of the lignite feeder sealing air, and open this bypass valve. So by doing these 3 exercises, we were able to stop the lignite spout blower, which was consuming 630 kilowatt per hour. So the impact of this annual power saving is the 35.32 MU.
Gopeshji, a quick reminder, 3 minutes left for the session.
Okay, sir, I'll restrict in time. And design capacity optimization, stopping of 2 number of CT fan during winter session. winter season. So we were running the 10 number of city fan, but in the winter season, that ambient temperature comes up to the 8 to 10 degree. So we adopt the methodology. So when the condenser inlet less than 25 degree, we stop the one fan. If further temperature drop, then stop one more city fan. So by doing this, we annual energy saving is 2534 megawatt hour. Optimization in ESP power consumption. So earlier we operate the ESP mode in the manual mode. So in this, the charging ratio and the secondary current of the field is remain constant. It was not regulating against the boiler load or generator load. So we put it into the EPOQ mode, opacity control mode. So in this, we did the different trial at which charging ratio and the secondary milliamps, we are getting the best result of the SPM. So to meeting the environment norms, we did the exercise so that we can get the SPM level also, as well as the APC reduction. For this ESP, we first 5 field kept in the opacity control mode, which was regulating the charging ratio as well as the secondary current to control the SPM, and the wrapping time of the motors are also optimized. So the annual power saving is the 306 megawatt hour. Again, part C is use system redundancy. So for the APC reduction of the compressed air system, we have the 8 air compressor, 4 instrument air compressor, and the 4 service air compressor. So we did the interconnection of the main plant and ash handling instrument air compressor. So the instrument air compressor of the ash handling is the lower capacity. So we stop the 500 kilowatt big compressor and try to cater the requirement with the small instrument air compressor, and service air provided by with low air pressure. Instead of 6 kg, we provided the 3 kg service air, and optimization of instrument air consumption in various control valve and instrument, identify and attend the air leakage, remote access of compressor. Data is provided at ash handling plant so that we can monitor the loading and unloading of the compressor. By doing this, we are operating right now only 1 compressor, and the 7 compressor are in the standby. So by doing this, we are saving the APC as well as the maintenance cost also of this equipment.
Gopesh, requesting you to kindly conclude.
Yes, sir. So by doing the different modifications in the plant, so just we reduced our APC from 12.02 to 9.35 in the last 5 years. So which is the achievement of the CAPC power plant, because it is the higher APC consumption in the CAPC power plant due to its technology. And awards and accolades. Last year we received the second prize for the National Energy Conservation Award from Ministry of Power for the energy conservation practice. Our management has the commitment for the safety also, so that we get the certification from the British Safety Council 5-star, and we adopted the best practice like the stakeholder participation, employee well-being, and continual improvement. So all the best practice we are also adopting. 8th FICCI Quality System Excellency Award, IPPI 20 Regulator and Policymaker Retreat 2019. And at last, I would like to thanks to Mission Energy Foundation that they give the opportunity and provide such kind of platform where we can exchange our ideas. And this is the our journey's continuity. And thanks to all.
Thank you, Gopesh, for the presentation, and finally made it to the last. Thank you for joining. I would request you to please stop sharing your presentation. Wonderful. So moving on, after the presentation from Mr. Gopesh Vijay, represented JSW Energy Barmer, I would request Jai Prakash Verma ji to please turn on his video so that we can have him on stage, please. Wonderful, Verma ji, we can see you. How are you?
Very good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Wonderful. Welcome again. Now, since you know the process, I would request you to please share your screen so that we can have you on stage.
Yeah, I am sharing, sir.
To all attendees, this is the final presentation for Thermal Power Operations and Maintenance 2021 edition. After that, we'll be taking after this presentation, we will take a very short break, and Right after that, we will be joined by the DG from Mission Energy Foundation for the award ceremony. Varmaji, are you able to share? Okay, wonderful. We can see that. Request you to please put it on full screen. Wonderful. Over to you.
Thank you, Akshay sir. I am audible.
Absolutely audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you a lot for giving me opportunity to share my O&M practices in this O&M Thermal Power O&M conference. My outlines are brief introduction about Sipati station. Then I will go to our maintenance new initiatives. Then our operation process improvement practices. Then we'll go for our efficiency optimization and water optimization. As we know, sir, at present NDVC having 65,000 plus capacity and over 90% energy comes from thermal only. So we are very much thankful to give opportunity in this one-time conference. NTPC Sipat having, sir, 3 units of 660 megawatt and 2 units of 500 megawatt, total 2980 megawatt situated at Chhattisgarh, Bilaspur. Presently headed by Executive Director P. Rajshekharan ji and General Manager O&M Sri Ghanshyam Prajapati ji. Our unit's configuration is working pressure is 256 KSC supercritical and main steam temperature is 540 degree. Reheater temperature is elevated at 568 degrees Celsius for higher efficiency. As we see consistent performance over the past years, we are able to maintain our availability above 90% and as per generation and PLF, we were top 3 power station in the country. Last year we have able to achieve 90.1% PLF despite of this COVID effect. These are our bottom line performance of operations. Specific oil consumption we achieved 0.27 and APC we achieved 5.52%. And in the field of water consumption, we are continually in improvement path, right from 3.16 liter per unit. This last year we achieved 2.73 liter per unit. We are able to maintain our energy charges below 1 rupees 50 paisa for both our stages in supercritical as well as subcritical units. Last year,
Mr. Verma, sorry to interrupt, but we cannot see your slides. If you can reshare it again.
yes, sir. Sir, now it is sharing.
Yes, please continue.
Oh, okay, sir. As we can see here, sir, our energy charges is below 1 rupees 50 paisa. So we are promised to provide economical power to our country. Going ahead with our O&M practices, sir. Theme for this O&M conference. Starting with our most valued equipments with the boiler, we have adopted phased array ultrasonic testing power system in our boiler checking. Phased array ultrasonic technique is faster and better with accuracy for volumetric inspection. We are normally using 4,000 to 6,000 joints in every overall, and we inspect all the old joints in penthouse area, eco coil joints, yeah, even in our intermediate header joints, we are using this power system to inspect our old joints, and we are able to eliminate many welding defects which cause the later on forced outage maybe. So this system improves a lot in reduction of our forced outage due to BTL. Secondly, sir, we are measuring oxide scale thickness in our superheater coils in every overhauls, including hardness. This will improve reliability of our units running continuously. Uh, the third one, we are using DPT in our joints, including our attachment joints in bottom seal area to eliminate any defects during shutdown. Third one, we are using, sir, magnetic particle inspection MPI to find out the superficial defects in penthouse area and stub joints. In each shutdown, sir, we are tend to clean our boiler.
Mr. Verma, sorry to interrupt, but your slides are not changing. Can you please check? We are on this slide which says phased array ultrasonic testing in boiler.
Okay, sir, I am sharing again.
Sure.
Sir, is it visible cleaning of heat transfer surfaces?
It's loading up. Just a second. Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead. And a quick reminder that we have 15 minutes left for the session.
Yes, sir. As we know, we are having a very big boilers. So in every opportunity or in the overall, we are thoroughly cleaning the heating surfaces to increase our boiler efficiency. Uh, it is our observation that nearly about 1% boiler efficiency increase by cleaning these boilers, including air filter. We are replacing our air filter basket in every 6 years, and every year we are thoroughly cleaning with high pressure jets to improve our boiler efficiency. To improve our firing system, we are replacing our mill orifice in each overall, and boiler furnace steel, including these burner nozzles, replaced in each overhauling. Now coming to, sir, condenser side, condenser performance gradually deteriorated due to dirty tubes, which is mainly due to small foreign materials like polythene, grass, canny bags, etc. To remove these time to time, we have provided 400 size flushing valve just after the inlet valve to back flush the condenser in the regular interval. This will improve a lot our uh, condenser vacuum and increase the flow into the condenser. Second one, the high energy drain valves. High energy supercritical pressure up to 47 kC at turbine inlet associated line drains assume significant. So we have to arrange this high energy drain passing. For that, we have provided additional manual valves in the system. Then after also we facing the drain valve passing, then we go for torque closing of these actuators instead of limit closing. We have decided to go for torque closing for complete closing of these high drain energy valves. This is a condenser before cleaning, and we are using Conco cleaning to clean our condenser tubes in each overhauling. In between opportunity we will get, then we also clean our this condenser to improve our condenser performance. performance. Condenser flood test is done to see here we can see the result of condenser backwashing. Before backwashing and after backwashing, the kilocalorie heat rate loss we can see here around 9 kilocalorie HRD losses changes after the condenser backwashing done, and a daily saving of 70,000 rupees we achieve by doing this condenser backwash. Another practice we have adopted to increase our TDBFP reliability, sir. We changed our mechanical seals with high grade diamond face seal, which earlier the silicon carbide seals having 6 month life, and we have to shut down our TDBFP for two days in every 6 months. Then we have changed these mechanical seals with high grade carbon phase seals. It has given life to 2 years. Therapy, we are reducing TDBFP downtime reduced by 4 times. MDBFP running hours due to down of TDBFP reduced approximately 400 hours. And total investment for reducing this carbide seals was 2 crore, and the payback period comes around 4 years. In stage to 500 megawatt units, we are facing problem of TDBFP RC wall passings. We are changing this internals of RC walls. Then after 15 days, we are facing similar problem. Uh, so we have gone through root cause of this problem, and we find out that the actuator fitted with RC wall having less capacities, and we modified this actuator with high capacity actuator, and now we are able to restrict our RC wall passing, and we are able to reduce the extraction steam by 10 tons per hour. Hence our unit capability increased by 2 megawatt. Total investment for doing this project was around 60 lakh, and we are saving around 384 tons coal per year. We have predictive maintenance system for entire plant, sir, in which we do oil debris analysis, vibration signature analysis, regular comparison of vibration reading and old data.
Vermaji, we cannot see your presentation. Sorry to interrupt, but we cannot see your presentation again.
Okay, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's loading up. Yes, I can see that. A quick reminder, we have 9 minutes for the presentation.
Going ahead, sir, for maintaining our cooling towers, we have replaced our cooling towers fields in every 7 years. In between, we are checking the performance of cooling towers twice in a year. By replacing this film fields, around 4 degrees Celsius improvement the cold water temperature we are achieved, and the payback period for replacing these fields is less than 1 year. And including this spray nozzles, we also replaced our cooling towers spray nozzles to achieve better water distribution. Uh, Next are best practice by both TDBFP cater replacement unit 5. TDBFP are
Vermaji, we cannot see your presentation again. Sorry to interrupt, but we cannot see your presentation again.
connectivity issue. Sir, is it visible?
It's loading up. Yes, it is visible. Operation and process monitoring. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'm going ahead with our operational and process monitoring system. Sir, we have fitted our boilers with SLD, acoustic seal steam leak detection system. This will help us in detecting boiler tube leakages as early as time. Uh, Second, it eliminates secondary damage in our boilers. We have fitted all 5 boilers with this SLD system. It gives immediate information about any steam leakage inside the boiler. Second, sir, we have fitted this furnace temperature monitoring system, acoustic flame monitor. It gives the maximum temperature of furnace and indicates about any slagging, clinkering inside the furnace, so that we can take corrective action by operating AC/DC and air flow optimization. Going ahead, sir, for monitoring our process, we have plant interface system.
Mr. Verma, are you keeping a track? Because we are on the same slide. Slides are not changing. Yeah, now it's changed. Thank you.
So we are using, sir, various tools to integrate our energy monitoring system. We have, sir, real-time thermal loss analysis, and we have online energy monitoring system to monitor our FEC level. Sir, this is the example of monitoring of drop power system. This is based on the PI system. It is available to entire plant. Even our corporate person can see the drop power running in all units. This give indication for any deterioration in the system, so we can take corrective action. This is online energy management system, sir. We have for our energy FEC monitoring. It gives us the specific energy consumption of our equipments. If there's any exception, then immediately we have to take corrective action to improve our FEC. This is our thermal loss analysis online system, sir. It is available.
Vermaji, absolutely not visible. Your slides are not visible at all.
Sorry for disturbance.
Sorry to poke you in the middle of a session. I understand, but we are not able to see your slides.
Sir, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Let's see if it continues the same way. Over to you. Thank you.
So, sir, in this thermal loss analysis system, we can see the deviation of our parameters at a real-time basis, sir, and we can find out the monitoring losses of deviation of these parameters. It is available with every desk engineer and with management in real-time basis. Then we are taking corrective actions to minimize these thermal losses. This is the net result of our all these efforts, sir. We are able to reduce our net heat rate from 2459 to 2449 in last 3 years by optimizing our process. Other energy savings efforts, we have installed LED in entire plants. Around 70,000 bulbs, old halogen lamps are replaced with less energy consuming LED watts of 35-watt LED, And we have
Apologies to interrupt in the middle, Vermaji. Can you please exit the slideshow because slides are not changing. You can run it without slideshow. Can you share again and run it without slideshow because it's not changing. Every slide I have to,
yes.
poke you in the middle, which is not absolutely good from my side.
Okay.
Also, since we are 2 minutes away from the closing, I would request you to please share the concluding note so that we can take a short break and come with the award ceremony.
Yes, sir.
Over to you.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible. Waste Water Management at
Yeah.
NTPC Sipat, requesting you to please keep a track that it's getting changed, or otherwise you can quit the slideshow and continue it.
Okay, sir. Oh,
Thank you.
I am going to conclude soon, sir. The last water management at NTPC system, sir, we have developed a water dashboard to monitor water consumption at each consumption point. Here we can see the real-time water consumption. We have installed around 40 flow meters at all consumption points, and we capture all these points through dash system. And we also get the historical data of water consumption. This water dashboard help us to improve our water consumption, and we monitor any wastage in the system.
Mr. Verma, we cannot see your slides. I would request if you can turn on your video and conclude the session. That will be great. Requesting you to please turn on your video because we cannot see your slide and we are very close to closing the session.
Yes.
A quick message to all the delegates here that after this session, we'll be taking a very quick break for 10 minutes and we'll be joined again for the award ceremony at 4:30 with DG for Mission Energy Foundation. Over to you, Mr. Verma, for
Okay.
conclusion.
Sorry, sir, for many interruptions, sir, and due to some network issues. Here, I would like to conclude that by adopting these innovative methods, we can achieve our targets, and we reduce our losses by considerable amount. Thank you, Akshay, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Verma. Thank you, Gopesh ji, for joining us for the presentation showcasing the innovative operations and maintenance practices that your plant is doing. Now, moving forward, we are taking a very quick break of 10 minutes and we'll be back again at 4:30 with the awards ceremony. So grab your cup of coffee or tea and we'll be back in 10 minutes at 4:30 sharp.